So on the 25th of January 2021, I uploaded my first ever YouTube video. And after a year later of doing YouTube part-time, currently recording on the 4th of June 2022, the channel is on the brink of being able to be monetized. But over this period of time, I've slowly invested more and more into this channel. And for this video, I'm going to be running through my experience in terms of the costs of this channel and outlining how much it will cost you to start a new channel in 2022. All I ask for in return is one thing, and let's get into the video. So the first biggest misconception that people believe when starting out on YouTube, they need a really fancy setup, they need all the best tech equipment. Well, I'm here to tell you that that is definitely not the case. And that even before you start making a video, you need to spend loads of money in order to make any actual decent content. And fitting for this video, I thought it'd be suitable to record in my car with my camera wrapped around my steering wheel, just to prove that you definitely don't need a fancy setup. But as for the vast majority of people, we don't have the budget of massive YouTube channels. But obviously there's an extent to what we're going to be using, and we don't want to be recording on a Nokia, but at the same time we don't have that massive budget. But like I said earlier, what I found works best for me is by starting off small and slowly over time gradually investing more and more into your channel. Going right back to my first ever video, I started off my channel by using my phone. I have the iPhone 11 and I thought the quality of my phone was good enough to make videos and also edit them. If you're aware or not, if you have an iPhone, you have the free editing software known as iMovie. And yes, I spent hours on end editing my videos on my phone with iMovie. When starting out, you've got to think of the cheapest alternative possible and able to just record and produce videos. However, one thing that I have learned from YouTube is that people will more likely watch your videos not on the quality of the video, but by the audio. That's why when I started, the first thing that I picked up was this microphone. This microphone is known as the Blue Yeti. Currently at the time of this recording, it's on offer at Amazon for £99.99. The thing I like about this microphone is that it's so versatile for the fact that you can adjust the gain and the pattern style that you're recording with, and so that you can use this microphone for a variety of things, whether it be a podcast, recording for a group of people, or just in general, just recording by yourself. And you know it's good when ASMR channels are using it. And for a long period of time, this microphone was the only thing that I actually bought to make my YouTube channel. Other than my phone, that is all the equipment that I had when starting out my channel. However, as you can imagine, the editing on your phone can get really tedious, and I found myself wasting so much time just because I was purely editing on my phone. So the next investment that I made was a 2018 third generation iPad Pro, bought secondhand off one of my mates for £300. I chose this because I didn't want to buy anything too flashy, and that I know buying anything brand new could cost anywhere between £800 and £1,000 plus. And for my videos, especially at this point in time, I didn't need anything like a Mac, but I just needed an upgrade from my phone. Once I'd got the iPad, it was just so much better. Not even in terms of just simplicity with editing, but just the amount of time saved with it. Now, the next thing I wanted to change up was not using iMovie. For me, I just got frustrated with it, and it's something that I probably don't really recommend unless you're starting out. And so I bought my first editing software, being LumaFusion for iPad. LumaFusion currently has a one-off payment of £25.99 on the App Store. It is currently one of the top-rated editing softwares for iPad in comparison to other popular editing software tools like Final Cut Pro, being at around $300 for a one-off payment, and Adobe Premiere Pro being at $240 a year. This measly one-off payment of $30 for LumaFusion, in my opinion, is definitely hard to beat. And I've got to say, every penny's been worth it just because of its simplicity with editing, and it is definitely a major one-up from iMovie. Then after buying that, I wanted to then get an editing software for my thumbnails. Up to this point in time, I'd been using Canva, which I would definitely recommend. However, as most people know on YouTube, that the thumbnail is the most eye-catching thing for any video, and a good quality thumbnail can completely change the performance of a video. And so I bought Affinity Photo. With Affinity Photo, again, I would definitely recommend it for iPad. It's nowhere near as expensive as Photoshop, but it has all the relevant tools that you will need for making a thumbnail. It currently stands as a one-off payment on the App Store for around £17, and in my opinion, there is no need to spend any more than this on any other more expensive editing software, because this provides everything that you will need. Now, if you had all this type of equipment that I'd mentioned so far, personally, I believe you have more than enough in starting out. However, at this point in time, the one thing that I was yet to have was a camera. And like I previously said, I've been making all of my videos on my phone, and actually my most viewed video on this channel at the time of this recording was recorded on my phone. And nowadays most phones will have a decent camera built in, and especially with my case having the iPhone 11, there was definitely no need to get a camera. However, I wanted to take my channel to the next step and get that smooth finished look on my face. The camera that I'm currently using is the ZV-1. It's a 4K vlogging camera that's built for the sole purpose to be able to record anywhere. The main reasons why I picked this camera up is that you're able to pull out its screen and rotate it so you can see yourself recording. Not only does it just film in 4K. It has a built-in effect that automatically blurs out the background as if you're using the portrait mode on your iPhone. It's really small and compact, and also extremely lightweight, so it's easy to carry around when out and about when recording, which is really useful for me as I like to record in different locations and not have to lump around a massive camera with me. And also another great feature that it has, let's say you're in public and you need to record really quickly and not miss a crucial moment, it automatically turns on within 4 seconds after just simply opening its screen. But in comparison to other cameras, I think its price is really reasonable, currently standing at £677 on offer on Amazon. And even though I know this is a large chunk of money for the average person, since I've bought it, I've had no regrets. Since I've bought the camera, I've bought other accessories along the way, and not only for the purpose of just being able to use it, but also just to improve the quality of the footage. This includes an SD card, an SD card reader, a GorillaPod, an LED camera light, a portable charger for when on the go, and also a camera case. And not to mention more recently, a microphone for again being out in public. And so that brings us to a total amount spent on running this channel to just over £1,200, or which being just over $1,500. Now, am I saying that you need to spend $1,500 to start your channel? No. There are loads of better and more cheaper alternatives to what the equipment that I use. And like I said, especially when starting out, you just want to think about spending the least amount as possible. As at the start, it's all about just building your audience and just creating the best content possible, and just having actual meaning behind each of your videos and not just solely focusing on what the equipment that you're using to make them with. However, for my case, going forward with this channel, I don't really think I need to spend any more than I have at this moment in time. All the equipment that I currently own, I believe I'm going to be using for years down the line. I can't imagine I'll be splashing out much more in terms of what I'll actually be needing in the future, as I believe everything I bought is a good quality for what the price I've got it at, and will be durable enough over the foreseeable future. But in terms of overall costs of your channel, there's one major cost that I haven't yet addressed, and that is your time. Whether you're just starting out or you're currently running a channel, YouTube requires a lot of time. I think I understood that from the start based off my first video taking ever so long to edit, but then again that was editing on my phone. But I've come to realise that if you really want it, you've got to be committed to it, and it's definitely a case of the more you put in, the more you'll get out. For example, for me, the time taken to make one video is broken down like this. The time I spend planning and recording a video can vary between 1 and 2 hours. Then in terms of editing, to not only just upload, but cut and arrange audio with all the clips, to completely finish editing one video roughly can take me anywhere between 10 and 12 hours. However, obviously this is dependent on the extent you want to go to in terms of editing on your videos. Then it roughly takes me 1 to 2 hours on average to make a thumbnail. Then once all of that is done, it then takes me an hour to upload. And this not only just consists of uploading the video itself, but also just sorting out the title, making chapters, adding suitable tags, making an end screen, adding cards on the video, making sure the description is accurate. And overall, by the time I can actually post a video, with all of that in consideration, on average a video will take me from start to finish 17 hours. See, I wasn't exaggerating when I said time was the biggest cost. Now, for the average person that's working full-time doing 40 hours a week, like myself for the past 2 years, making time can be hard. But if there's one thing that you can take away from this video, my biggest advice for anyone that's starting out like myself is that if you really want it to work, prepare to make big sacrifices with your time. I'm talking as if it's all doom and gloom. I can promise you now, if you can enjoy this as much as I do, you will not feel like you've spent 17 hours making a video. And inevitably in saying that, I believe that everyone should at least try and turn your passion into a lifelong career. Because when you're doing something you love for work, the last thing you're doing is counting the hours.